Hello, everyone. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the party. Tonight we will be playing on Prosperous Winds. It's a D&D 5th edition adventure using a homebrew world of exploration and mystery and Magitech. And I'm Ren, the dungeon master for this particular tale. Before we jump back into our story, I'm going to shout out the awesome sponsors of Welcome to the Party. So, first off, we have Tabletop Loot, our dice provider of choice. Head on over to tabletoploot.com and use the code WTTPDICE to get 15% off of your next purchase and to help out the channel in the process. In addition, So Nerdware is welcome to the party's merch purveyor of choice. And I just had seltzer water, so I'm like having a hard time
Get a little
getting words out.
burpee.
Yep, I'm classy. Sorry, So Nerdware. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off of your next purchase. So Nerdware, it's what the nerds wear. And Welcome to the Party is sponsored by Roll20. It's an awesome in-browser virtual tabletop. You can see it over there. We're using it for some things. And usually you'll be hearing music and stuff from it. It's a very, very useful program. So it's free to join, so you can go sign up now at roll20.net/start/WTTP. This channel is also sponsored by the Immaculate Devon Rue, the cartographer extraordinaire. Head on over to ruinc.com to see some of the best TTRPG maps in town. And finally, Welcome to the Party has fantastic patrons who help support our mission to uplift marginalized voices in the TTRPG sphere. Sphere? That's one of those words that just never sounds right. Spear? I don't
Or
know.
sure.
Sphere? That sounds like a bagel topping. Okay. I am a proud patron of Welcome to the Party, and you could be too. Alfdo. I'm
Get
sorry,
him out
y'all.
now.
This
Get
is
him out
just.
now.
I'm not the advertising person. Also, after the game is over, head on over to our Discord. It is one of the most active Discords I'm in. It has channels for all of our games and basically any topic you'd want to chat about. I'm a mod, so sometimes I'll talk to you there and stuff. And yeah, so that is all about the channel that you are watching tonight. You will see on the screen that there is a bits tracker, so bits that get tossed to the channel will help out the players, and etc. So, I'm going to turn on the music. Apparently, I'm not. It's fine. So now we are on to episode 6 of On Prosperous Winds. When we were last in Prosperity, our characters Sans Oishi, who was busy in the root cellar creating science, had ventured back to the mysterious laboratory when it was discovered that the door was glowing. Inside, they found themselves somewhere that should not have been on the other side, accosted by strange elemental constructs. After encountering Dr. Levia, who seemed somehow to be overly familiar with them, they were suddenly back in front of the lab. And as we return to our players, I would like you all to just refresh everyone's memories since it's been a little while. Introduce yourself, your character and class, and what their reasons for coming to the new world was. So we'll just go on over and start with 4.
Oh gracious, was that directed at me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my Discord just like you, it had some seltzer water, so it burped. Hi, I'm assuming I'm introducing my character and myself. My name is Four. I am playing the Cobalt Dragon Knight, Palik. He is here in this grand new adventure on the orders of the Lore Eater, who has transformed the little cyan kobold into a dragon knight, with which he will hopefully bring order and stability to this incredibly busy and dangerous world that we are in.
And what is his current mood right now after that entire experience in the lab?
Confusion. Confusion.
Valid.
Because he was able to delicately attack the individuals that have stood up against him, but he doesn't have a like, unlike Oishi and a few other magic users, he doesn't have the like capacity to understand the arcane goings on and getting this new continent onto the right track has staggered him. I would say.
Also valid. So we're gonna go slide on over to Oishi, who at current is still in the root cellar and not aware of what had just happened. So, same question. Reintroduce your character, reintroduce yourself, and then your reason for coming to the new world.
Hi, I am Dino. I am playing Oishi, who is a small little gnome artificer. She has a penchant for cooking and ultra violence, apparently. Yeah, she's kind of here to initially eat the world. She kind of wanted to, like, see all the creatures, taste them, and find good spices and recipes, but she's finding out that, like, all these stories she's heard from her childhood kind of downplayed the danger, and danger itself is pretty dangerous. So now she's kind of reflecting on the whole fact that maybe she's a little bit out of her element. So now she's just trying to figure out how she can carve her place in the world. So.
Okay, good, good. Uh, so then we're gonna slide on over, just going clockwise, to Wild.
Yes, hello. I'm Mile Engineer, he, they pronouns. I am playing Drixlin, they, them pronouns. They are a merfolk rogue, the arcane trickster type.
And I know that Drixalin is a little mysterious, but is there anything that you can give about why Drixalin is in prosperity right now? Or the New World in general?
Uh, I want to say that Drixlin right now is very concerned about what just happened, especially now having met Dr. Levaya and being super concerned about this magics that sent them to the past, it seemed. Could be quite dangerous.
All right. And we'll slide on over to Anino.
How you doing? My name is Nino, he, him pronouns. I play Broruk, the half-orc ranger from Vesper. He is in the New World because he crossed a very influential person in his conclave, or one of the conclaves of rangers, and so he was sent to the New World to investigate um, a creature called a feral koi pig, which has uh, become an invasive species in Vespa.
Right, right. And how is Brorick currently feeling after the trip into the lab?
Um, bit annoyed because he was unprepared to deal with the elemental or corpse constructs. Also, he is so far off his original mission that he has no idea if he's ever going to make it back home.
That's fair. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Original missions and D&D characters sometimes go unexpected ways.
Never survives first contact.
So, we will open up our scene in the little courtyard area behind the Queen's Arms Tavern. All of our characters have just popped out of the lab. Nellie is standing there. Oishi, you're still in the root cellar, and Sloane is also there. I should mention that. I'm gonna play Sloane a little bit. Suze is in the midst of a ton of university schoolwork, so yes. Yes. So, we are in the town of Prosperity. The lab is no longer glowing. Game on, I guess.
First, Pellic detaches his incredible dragon weapon, the winged spear, and just sits down and tries to catch his breath.
Yo, feisty one.
Yeah?
You're not usually the sitting type. What's up?
We're in a battle!
No, you were
And I'm
lab.
still rearing for fighting.
Nellie looks around at the rest of you, just kind of brows furrowed.
How long were you gone for?
I mean, a little bit. You were making a lot of noise. And long enough for me to sit here and have a lunch and get to know old Caldwell over here some more. I might have lost track of time. I don't really know.
I think I'm going to need to figure out exactly what Dr. Levia was working on. This might be even worse than I thought.
He's really trying to change the course of our present.
Why?
I'm guessing.
Why even do that?
Y'all are really looking like something's got your goat.
Well, not our literal goat, but
I wish it were that simple.
And Sloane is gonna kind of butt in. I'm going to go get Oishi. I think that she might want to know about that. I'll be right back. And Sloane runs off. And Oishi, you hear a knock on the root cellar. Oishi,
What?
I know you're very busy, but something weird just happened.
How weird.
I think honestly weird in the kind of way that you would probably want to know about. There were
Can it wait?
constructs.
1 minute and 27 seconds.
By all means.
Okay. I'll be there in about
Time
1
travel
minute
weird.
and 20 seconds. There's like a bunch of thumping and a very loud like whoop noise. And where she kind of just like walks out and she has what essentially looks like a giant backpack thing that whirls with arcane energy and what looks like essentially like the exosuit from Alien, but like just strapped to her upper torso right now. And the fists kind of cover her upper torso.
Wow, you are just
Yeah.
like begging for me to put xenomorphs in this game, aren't you?
I mean, a little bit.
Give me the
She
slutty.
wouldn't mind. So,
Give me the frog children.
or she just Yes.
My inner DM is just freaking out right now.
What'd I miss?
There's a hole here, and now it's gone.
Did you fill it back in?
I don't know. I met the founder of the Lead Barrows. That's like meeting the god Thala.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. It was real.
To put it succinctly, we time traveled. And probably spanned space, too.
That's
Why
Which
didn't
I didn't
anyone
really
get me
feel
sooner?
like is-
Well, we didn't know we could leave, or if we left, something bad would happen, or if we stayed, something bad would happen because we were in the past.
Technically, if you time traveled, it didn't make any difference if you got me or not, because the time loop would catch back up anyway, so technically you wouldn't have missed anything. Please get me next time.
You wouldn't answer the door.
Well, I was busy.
Uh,
You didn't tell me there was time traveling. How was I supposed to know?
This whole situation is bad. There's so many different possibilities that this could mean.
Like what? They're all bad, right?
No idea if what we do will affect history, or if what we are going to do has brought us to this present situation.
I mean, we could always use the scientific method and find out.
That only works if you survive the process of experimentation, Oishi!
Well, it worked. I can't imagine it won't not work a second time.
Well, what did you guys do the first time to do it?
Just happened to see a portal and walk through it.
We'll make the portal appear again.
I don't know how.
Nellie's
How
gonna
did-
go over and go into the lab and start poking around.
Or she follows her, like, pretty immediately.
It looks the same as you remember.
Anyone want to tell me what you guys did? I want to replicate it. wanna
I
travel.
pantomime the entire scene with extravagant detail and even dip into very frantic draconic speech to express the raw terror and adrenaline that fused into my being. And the lore reader was not here to watch. It's terrible. It's terrible! It's awful! This is the worst part of coming here, is that the annals of our triumphs are not even being devoured by history, as the lore reader would say.
Can you
You
not
even
rate?
understand half the words you just said.
Also that.
Well, I think he said something about wanting to eat the animals of history. Which
I
I
get
got
it.
dinner.
Okay.
I
She
mean,
will-
I feel like
That-
that's something that Oishi would want to do too. But at any rate, the way things happened was portal appeared here. We threw this useless guy, and he points to
Caldwell.
the druid captured. We pushed him through, and we determined it was safe, so we followed him in, and that was basically it.
And animals of history, it doesn't. Something about that doesn't quite sound right. Managed to, we brought back here. You're good with mechanical stuff, right, Oishi? You take a look at this.
No.
I'm gonna hand them one of the, hand them the ether alchemical bomb that I managed to steal.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Can I use investigation or arcana to?
Yeah, I completely to find that page.
But I thought
But
identify. I'm going to use identify.
whatever it was that we came across down there, we
Oh, I
had a
think
lot
I
of trouble
just
with.
messaged it to you, didn't I? What you ended up with.
Yeah,
Okay. Because I don't have it on my notes, and that's weird.
I have 'em.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, so absolutely, Oishi. Definitely investigate. Makes sense for this.
I have actually identified the spell.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm going to use that.
And unlike us, you still have all of your things that you use for your character class.
I mean, it's also a ritual, so. So Ishi pops down in a squat and starts tinkering with it. A little like tool set pops out of one of the hands and just starts like prodding at it and sparks and all this fun stuff.
Palik is in awe.
Okay. Sorry. Apparently, tech something going on. Yeah. Oishi, what you are able to ascertain is that while these are not inherently a magical item necessarily, they are definitely a crafted thing that is infused with the potential for magic. It is the feeling that you're getting, which seems like a distinction that wouldn't matter to a lot of people, but, matters to you. One of them is filled with the potential of fire energy, and one of them is just, when you cast the spell on it, just pulsing with that very familiar feeling that you were experiencing before, that you now so associate with just like the weird purple energy that you understand is etheric.
Well, one of these goes booms. I'm gonna hold on to that one, and the other one does the purple stuff. So someone else can hold on to that.
Nellie's gonna kind of like invade your personal space, lean over. What's that?
Which one? There's two. What's it?
That one.
It go boom.
Huh. That's clever.
I can go. Well, I don't have dragon breath. I can't do that yet, but I could do it from my if I was strong enough. Unlike the dragonborn, they just get all the cool talents, don't they?
You sound jealous. Moving
Yes,
on.
I am. Yes, I am. Listen, we need to get our priorities straight and narrow. How do we go back in time, and is that a good idea? I mean, we've got this whole workshop here. Maybe we can make it happen. Do we even want to? Where?
Might have to keep going through the notes to see exactly what Dr. Levia did to get there.
Mm.
Well, you're the one who has all the notes.
Well, if that's the case, I still have to make sure that this area, this holdout of civilization, is fortified. If you all are content with reading and figuring out the situation in terms of the arcane cosmos, I will patrol. I'm on patrol. And he picks up his spear and starts marching around town.
Does anyone go with him?
I was gonna
No,
stay by
but,
the lab.
Stay away. Stay away.
But Brook happens to relax a lot more now that Alec has wandered off.
That's right. I'm keeping you safe, Berwick.
So we have split the party. I love this. We'll get back to you, Palak, in a couple of minutes. You wander off. Everyone else just hears, Palak mumbling and rumbling as Palak gets real small off into the distance. Everyone else, what do you intend to do for the rest of your afternoon into your evening?
Is Palak okay? Did something happen to him? He seems a little more Palak than usual.
Well, we did have a really rough battle down there. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Are you guys okay?
We're actually saved just about by the founder of Lead Barrel. I mean,
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Well, what's the plan? I can't really do the portal thing because I wasn't really there.
We didn't do a portal thing, it just happened to have appeared.
Yeah,
Now,
it was just kind of
Yeah.
here.
just talking to that mage, I forget his name, but it sounds like he's expecting us on the third time this portal appears. So I'm fairly certain a portal will appear again, but as to when it might happen, I have no idea.
Wait, so he
Dr.
said he was
Levaya.
expecting you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did he say what time? Was that the first time, or did he say that was the second time?
he said we were not supposed to meet him until the third time, and that was the first time.
Well, so now we have to replicate this twice. I'm gonna try something. Oishi plops down and just starts casting Detect Magic on the etheric potion thingy.
On the potion itself?
Yeah.
Okay. You sit down on the cobblestones of this courtyard and there were actually 3 potions. Wild has corrected me. One of them is acid. Out in front of you, and you start to cast Detect Magic. You can already tell before you even finish the spell off that similar things are happening to what has happened before when you have tried to mess with magic in an area where something weird has just happened. And the bottles, as they are on the cobblestone, start to sort of vibrate a little bit. They don't fall over, but they're definitely kind of vibrating a little bit with some sort of energy. And then, all in a very abrupt flash, everyone who is standing there, not Palak, sees. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
A big flash of purple emanate out from Oishi, and in that moment you can actually see as the purple washes out over the courtyard, as it's passing out in a big circle, it sort of, it washes over Broruk, it washes over Drixelin and Nelly. It also washes over a number of other people who, in that moment that the light is passing over them, they look surprised around towards the source. And as the energy continues to emanate out, they disappear again.
So I think I found a way of replicating it. I think we need more of these potions.
you think you could make more of them?
Was the potion consumed, or is it still like there?
They are not consumed, and it's less accurate to say that they are potions and more that they are. And you have seen this in your studies, how people and scientists used to uh, condense magical energy into sort of thin bottles, not for the purpose of consuming, but for the purpose of throwing at things. So they're very sort of early prototype magical grenades.
Well, I think we should get Palik.
Speaking of Palik, you start wandering, and you're in this particular mood that you are in. Which way, according to the map of prosperity that we now have, which direction did you go in?
I would say the pond.
Okay. So, and then you sort of like skirted around the bottom of the pond?
Yeah.
Okay. So, by the time you go around that bottom sort of like lip of the pond, and you can't really see them anymore because there are trees that are around the pond, and you see in front of you a very nice house. It is clearly very new. Someone very rich has created this house. Um, it's 2 floors. It's got pillars. And as you are taking in this scene of this gorgeous house with this huge driveway that has all these lined trees and there's vines and it's just very decadent, you see this very faint wash of purple kind of fling out from behind you and forward. And in just like this split moment that this happens, you see some people walking in front of you. There's 2 of them. They're holding hands, and one of them has some sort of picnic basket, it looks like, and they're walking towards this huge manor house, and then they blip out of existence again.
And I run back to get them. Alert! I need a bell! There needs to be a warning bell! And I start making ding-dong noises.
Yeah, so the rest of you, your Palik-free moment of magical investigation is cut into significantly as Palik is now rushing back at you, coming around the pond and screaming.
What'd you see?
There were people going towards the manor down by the pond. And then they disappeared. In purple light. In purple magic light, I think.
How long did that last for?
Literally in the blink of an eye.
So that was probably when we also blinked over too.
What do you think we're seeing when we blink?
Well, from what it sounds
Calling
like,
it.
sounds like either the past or the future.
Be an alternate form of the present.
Well, if it sounded like something hasn't happened yet, then I'm not sure why that would be the present. How would we repeat the present? Because that wouldn't be the present anymore. It would be the past. Or I guess the future if it still hasn't happened yet.
I think it's the past, because the last time we did something like this, it went into the past. But I think it maybe they're going to the manor to do something. I didn't recognize these individuals, did I?
And you could only see them from behind anyway. It was just two people in just a brief moment holding hands walking away from you.
I should have tackled them. I should have.
At any rate, I don't think these image of people is all that relevant to what we actually need to do. This also happens to be quite out of my jurisdiction or area of expertise, so I'm just gonna go take a nap over there, and if you need me to shoot something, just wake me up. And he's going to wonder
Why did the flash happen? What caused it?
I did the whole detect magic thingy again, and I cast it on this vial, and where she holds it up, and it did the thing. So I think we can reliably do it. If we probably ingest it, we might be able to do the thing again.
Sloane, who has been standing there taking notes on everything, holding a book, just kind of pipes in. Well, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Please share.
Well, you've talked a lot about the method of science, and I think that perhaps we should take those things that we got from the past, put them somewhere far away, and then try to cast that again. I can cast it this time.
Why far away?
Because I don't know necessarily that it's the items that caused it, and so much as the residual energy from the lab having just been glowing. Like last time. Just according to everything else that we've done so far, if you look at this page here, this note that I made at the lighthouse. But maybe I'm butting in too much.
Oh, that might be a thing. Uishi, you want to work with him on that? I have, before we keep going on.
We should probably wake Roark and get him.
Should we? This is like we're all. I mean, you still have everything to blast, so I feel bad asking for a long rest. Because I think I may have to double check, but if we get too far and we get into a fight, I may need healing.
Well, I'm just saying cast Detect Magic one more time, but with those bottles somewhere else. And then we can all go have dinner.
Okay.
And then Nellie pipes in. I mean, come on, listen to the lady. Y'all are over here screaming all the time. You're so loud. Meanwhile, Nellie's loud.
And is going to head off towards the hotel.
Yeah, that's just like right behind you all. The courtyard is sort of around the fire pit, and there's the back door of the tavern.
Do I know where the captain of the guard would be?
The captain of the guard at this point was still patrolling the coastline, so didn't give any indication of how long that takes or when she would be back.
I wanted to go to the docks to see if there's anyone who is going to be setting off soon.
That's actually a very good point, because the ship is still waiting off the coast.
Yeah, a lot has turned up as of late.
And it's been two days since you all. Yeah. Okay. So, let's just recap. Drixalin is gonna go to the docks. Is anyone gonna go with him?
Oishi will follow.
Okay.
I volunteer.
Oishi, do you take the bottles with you?
Yes.
Okay. Brorik is taking a nap.
Actually, I will take a nap with Broek because I want my dragon powers back.
Do you just like go nuzzle up with Brorik?
I don't know about nuzzle up, but like I will like if Broek is in like the inn, I will enter the same room and I will like forcefully sleep in the same room. Like
I
We
had
have to
the
be on
impression
guard.
that Brorik was like taking a nap underneath a tree by the pond or something.
oh my god, that's bad. I don't want to go back there. Creepy ghosts are there. I told
you're
Broek,
next to the
Broek,
pond
there's
right now."
creepy ghosts down there.
They're a lot quieter than you are.
Okay, well, Nellie will also go with the group that's going to the docks, leaving Sloane alone at the lab. Sloane, who looks around at all of you, and cast Detect Magic.
I complained to Sloan, knowing that they will understand.
Um,
Everybody's calling me mad and loud. Bad.
well, sometimes I don't know how to respond to that.
It's one of those things you pat on the back and you show me the bird. I want to see the bird.
And so before she casts Detect Magic, she will summon her familiar.
yeah,
it'll
I
kind of,
do
like,
that.
fly around your head a little bit. And as Oishi, Nelly, and Drixalin get out of sight, Sloane does cast Detect Magic. And so, because Brorik is sleeping and you're playing with the bird, what you do see is that, again, there is another big burst of purple. And again, although you were not in the courtyard the first time, but so, similar thing. It's a number of people sort of scattered around, and as it washes over, they sort of like look in the center direction, and then they poof out.
Awful.
The bird also does not enjoy this. The bird kind of
I know, it's bad. It's bad.
all right, well,
Broek, are you creeped out yet? Are you creeped out?
Brorik is sleeping, but I will take notes about what just happened because I believe I was correct, and maybe they'll listen to me when they come back.
Yeah, you put it a lot better than I do.
I've just probably read a little bit more than you. That's fine. No, I didn't mean that in the... Okay.
No! Fine. It's great that you can read.
Sloane just kind of like looks at you.
The rest of us have to eat the books to read them. That's all. I don't...
going to...
I'm like world building all of a sudden, like... Kobolds can't read. They only eat the words. Ren, am I world burning too much?
No, you're just...
Okay, that's why they call it the lore eater.
But Sloane does, because I don't want to use Zeus's character too much, Sloane does kind of awkwardly make an exit and go back to the tavern.
I nap.
Okay.
I short rest.
So Oishi, Drixalin, and Nelly head back to the docks. Um, and at the docks, you do see the small little sort of rowboat thing that you got here um, with. And there are sort of other vessels on these docks, but nothing of particular note. Well, do you think it probably makes sense? I don't want you all to think that I'm abandoning you, but I could probably go back to the ship and tell them what happened, or maybe we can all just get back together and all go back to the ship and be done with this place.
But there's the purple stuff.
Yeah, but we went to the
I can't leave
lighthouse. I
just
mean,
yet.
that was our problem.
But we
And
don't
now
know
our
what
problem's over.
happened. How can you deal with not understanding?
If I had a good old fret about everything in this world I didn't understand, I would just be all the time freaking out.
Are you not? You should be. There's so much to freak out about. We got attacked by like weird mushroom people. We got attacked by pirates that fell out of the air. We're popping into an alternate dimension that may be time travel. How can you not be worried about all this?
I mean, one thing at a time, you know?
But everything's happening at the same time. All of this is happening in 2 days.
Uh, what about you? And she kind of points at Drixalin. I mean, we just kind of picked you up here. Do you want to go back to the big boat and go back to Archaea?
I can't leave just yet. But I'm holding you here if you don't want to be a part of this. And if you are going back, I'd appreciate it if you able to give someone a message for me. If I can get one sent back to the mainland.
Wait, you mean the mainland, like, all the way back home? Because the boat that we're going to is going to Archaea. I'm here to start a new life. I'm not going back.
Well, if on the way you manage to find anyone heading towards the mainland, I would appreciate it if you could. But I can't leave.
Nellie looks just conflicted. I mean, I guess we can probably give it one more day. Captain L'Espalier didn't really say how long she wanted us back by. We don't have Francois. One more day then. If we don't satisfy all your curiosity in one more day, I think we need to head back to the ship.
You all do what you need to do.
Well, if we figure out the time travel stuff, time becomes meaningless anyway, so, what's one more day?
See, I like you, but sometimes your brain makes my brain hurt.
You're not the first person who's told me that.
And I feel like there's a slight flaw in what you're saying, because it's a time thing. I don't think I'm getting any younger.
Well, that's because we haven't figured it out yet.
I think that's kind of how time works. You don't get younger. All right, I'm ahead. Let's go back. Is there anything else that you both wanted to look into?
Oishi stashes the purple vial like on in a crate on the dock, but then pockets the other two.
Okay.
Trying to be sneaky about it.
You're trying to be sneaky about it so Drixalan doesn't see?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to sleight of hand versus perceive this action. Ah.
And I need to do perception.
Yep.
Yes, no. Did that send it?
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So with Oishi's 22 and Drixalan's 7, that absolutely happens.
Or she just kind of smirks victoriously for no apparent reason.
I think you like confusing me. You got a shit-eating
Yeah.
grin.
Not always. It depends on what it comes from. Certain things can contain a decent amount of sodium because the stomachs don't process right. It's kind of like foie gras, but like less weird.
Do I see Oishi
What?
grin?
Never mind.
So did I see Oishi grin?
Probably.
Cool. Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yes, I did not realize you had that.
Trickster.
Right. Are you sort of just casting it because you think something's weird?
Well, because I knew we came down here for this, and I knew Oishi has the bombs, right?
Okay, yeah.
We've been talking about Detect Magic for a while anyway.
Yeah. You can go ahead and cast.
Oishi starts casting when she sees that
Whoops.
happening. Detect magic.
Okay, so if both of you are just deciding to cast Detect Magic in each other's general vicinity, I will say
Detect Magic.
that where you are on the docks, Detect Magic goes off the way that you expect Detect Magic will go off. There's no purple flashes, nothing weird, but obviously, Jixalan, you can detect Magitech around Oishi and Nellie's everything because they both have, mechanical stuff going on. You can, where you all are, you have a faint presence of one of the bombs back a little bit further behind you on the docks, and some around Oishi. But Oishi, just, for you to know, it, like I said, it went off as normal. You didn't see any weird people. There was no purple flashes. Regular magic action.
Well, that was disappointing.
What are you both doing right now?
Stuff and things.
Alright, let's go back. And Nellie starts
Yes.
stomping away towards the inn.
Don't you rat me out.
Who are you talking to?
Drixlin.
Yeah, Drixilin and Oishi are alone together now.
I mean, if you ain't trying to be sneaky, why you got was nothing for me to rat out, is there?
I will figure out what makes you tick. Or she just kind of like makes a lead, but then like does a little glare over her shoulder and walks back to the lab.
I think we should. Drixlin's just gonna keep going and wait around by the main campsite for the guard captain to come around.
Okay, so you mean you're gonna wait at the inn?
Yeah.
Okay. So, where we are catching up in time and space right now, we've got Brorick and Palak are taking their short rests. Oishi is going back to the lab. Drixalin and Sloane are in the inn. Nellie, you all don't know where Nellie went. Nellie stomped off somewhere. And that's it. All right, so we'll skip ahead to the end of the short rest time, and Brorick and Palak can wake up. It is late afternoon at this point.
Okay. Do I want to patrol again?
That is completely up to you.
Yep. Off I go. I shall go forth to patrol and ensure that the land is free of evil.
Which direction do you
And
go in this time?
this time I'm gonna go I'm gonna circle the manor. I'm gonna go all the way around.
Okay. Brorick, what do you do when you get up?
Brorook is just going to look around and probably just go back to the tavern and
Okay.
chill out there.
Drixalin and Sloane are in there. Sloane is taking a bunch of notes, sitting at one of the tables of the inn. And I don't know what Drixalin is doing at this point.
Drixilin appears to be writing a letter.
Oh. I just figured out I have a cool power that I thought I didn't have.
Okay.
Never mind. It's literally nothing. Well, it's not nothing. It would have helped in the fight last time we played, but I didn't read close enough.
Alright, well, we will
Ugh.
skip back to you patrolling in just a minute. So we will hop back to Brorick and Drixalin.
Yeah, Brorook's just going to call. I still got nothing, and he's going to just climb up into one of the inns stairs and take a rest there.
Oh, okay. So I guess Drixalin, what you see is Brorick comes into the tavern, grumbles a little bit, and then goes upstairs.
All right.
Oishi, what are you doing in the lab? Oishi's voice seems to be caught in some sort of time loop.
There we go. She's just like going through the lab and like trying to find any like usable materials that she can eventually tinker with, like vials, any gears, metal, that kind of stuff.
Okay, why don't you do an investigation check just to see how well you do getting useful stuff. Holy
24.
moly, your rolls are good tonight. Alright, so with a 24, you go into this lab and it really doesn't seem as if there is anything in the way of like finished projects that were of any use. You all had kind of already gone through and investigated that before, and Drixalin has all of the notes and books and things that were very important. But you get a number of gears and some useful tools and things, and I will say that you have collected enough stuff in here that will give you some sort of bonus the next time that you are going to create something or do something mechanical with everything that you have been constructing. We can kind of play with that in a little bit.
Rishi is now overly excited.
What is Oishi gonna do?
Where did Sloan go?
Sloan is back in the Queen's Arms Tavern in whatever.
Okay, Oishi's gonna head over and try to find Sloan and then Drixlin as well. And kind of just like...
Okay, Sloan and Drixellen are both in the sort of common area of the inn. Sloan is reading / taking notes, and Drixellen is writing something.
I have an idea, if you two would be up for it.
Alright.
If we always try staggering our magic, but what would happen if we all did it at the same time? I feel like that would probably amplify the arcane connection and maybe cause it to linger for at least more than 1 second.
I mean, we could try that.
Might work.
I mean,
But
one way to find out.
Sure, we could try that, but I don't know, maybe we need something a little bit more powerful, because detect magic only does so much, and from what I can tell, when we use our magic near these strange occurrences, it's been going kind of wrong or unexpected, but not... I don't know, I'm just thinking that maybe seeing what other more powerful spells do when they are thus affected.
That is a great idea. Where
Maybe it's a quantity
back
thing.
to the docks without like saying anything else, and grabs the etheric potion or etheric vial.
Sloan again looks completely... Alright. And then continues taking notes.
Has the guard captain arrived yet? Are they still on patrol?
Nobody other than Oishi coming in and then exiting almost as quickly has come into the tavern yet at this juncture. However, I am going to slip back to Palik now, who was also going on patrol, who was heading towards the manor house. So, with very little effort, you do make it back to the manor house. And you are now standing in front of it.
What to do? There's that. I just walk around it and I try to see if there's like anything out of place, like secret entrance. Like Palik, I think is just trying to fill his time now that he has mostly everything back up to snuff.
Okay,
so I'm going to look for a secret entrance in case we need to run in here because of evil fungal zombies.
So now the thought is that you're all going to upgrade from the inn to the manor house.
I think so. I think so. Like, the inn, it's not big enough. It's not big enough.
Okay.
So he's going to search for a cellar or somewhere that he can make a ramp.
Okay, so the manor house itself, like I said, is rather large. Behind it is the edge of the forest. It's sort of the furthest back building in all of Prosperity that you have seen. And you start to go skirting your way around it. And you do find at the back of it there is um it's not a bulkhead or anything like that. It doesn't really seem to you as if there is anything basementy about this place. Um, the only building really in this town that you've seen so far that had anything that kind of dug down into anything was the inn, which had its root cellar, which was partially dug down in. Uh, but you do find that the ground sort of slopes a little bit, and so the very first floor of the house is partially at the back of the house, um, into the dirt, and so there is a back door that's about this far, kind of slopes down, but only because that's the way the ground goes.
Okay. I break in.
Okay.
I'm looking for secrets. This place has secrets that Palak can understand, that he can wrap his brain around and identify the truth of the matter.
Okay, so there is a door. What are you trying to do to break into this door? Is it just brute strength, or are you going to try to pick the lock?
Can't do any of those things. I'm gonna. Is there an upper floor that I can jump up to? Or climb up to? Because honestly. Oh, wait, the map. Oh. Oh, never mind.
What?
It's not really. Is there a tree next to it that I can like jump to an upper floor maybe?
Not next to it. The tree line is a bit back. There's kind of a yard area.
Is it locked?
The nearest window is
Yeah.
not locked, and you're able to slide it up.
I enter, teeth shining.
All right, so this is how this all goes down, and I kid you not, I rolled a nat 20. So you find that this window is not locked, and you shimmy it up.
Quietly.
As you are about to scurry in through this window, you hear a voice. Am I seriously catching you walking into another? Why? Why do I keep catching you do this? And you turn, and it's the captain of the guard staring at you again as you're breaking into another building in this town.
Where have you been?
I have been on patrol.
I'm on patrol. You can't be on patrol.
What are you doing?
I'm searching for a portal to the past. It might be in here, maybe? Who lived here?
Are you going to make me regret not arresting you before?
You can't arrest me. I'm a free agent of the Lead Barrows and the Lori. You need to talk to Oishi, because there are purple ghosts whenever we cast magic. Specifically detect magic. What have you discovered? Because I at least want to know that you're doing something demanding.
She is not saying a word. She is just glaring at you.
Look at my spear. It's nice and strong now, like me. I climb in the house. I go,
And you climb in, and there's There's not even a noise from her of objection. It's just shock.
Okay. I run into the house and I start ransacking it for secrets.
Okay, you walk into this manor house and it's
I don't even close the window behind me.
you scurry in and it is a very nicely decorated space. Clearly this is where the rich people of Prosperity live. And you are
This
able
is
to...
the only title of Prosperity. This is the only place that earned it. Apparently.
You get
in
far enough
Halleck's
into the room
mind.
that you can start scanning for, I don't know, valuables or whatever it is that you're looking for. And by that point, you do hear Isano start yelling at you to get out. I didn't say you could go in there!
There's somebody here!
This is not your house.
Well, it's nobody's house.
Yes, it is.
Well, where are they? They didn't lock their window. Where's the kitchen? Oishi would want to see the kitchen. I search for the kitchen.
You know what? You do what you want. I'm going to go get the rest of my retinue, and then we are going to flush you out of there.
Are they fighting something?
You don't hear anything.
I tentatively crawl out.
She's still standing there. She was just quiet. Well, good, that worked.
I'm only half out the window.
She reaches down to grab you. Please make a dexterity check.
Glad 11.
Okay. I got a 2. She
I'm proud.
does not catch you.
I crawl over her. I go over her back and out, and I run back to the inn.
Okay, as you are running
And
back to the inn,
yelling, Oishi, they have silver in the manor. That's where the ghosts were. Am I being pursued?
No. But you do make it back to the inn.
I'm not under arrest. You don't have your retinue. And I run back to the inn.
Yeah, you make it.
You can't prove anything.
You don't know if she just didn't run as fast as you, or if she just didn't bother chasing you. You just keep going.
I'm like the wind.
And for the rest of you that are in the tavern, the door flings itself open and Palak rushes in.
I return from a voyage into Prosperous Manor, where ghosts go.
You saw a ghost?
Yeah, I saw 2 ghosts at the pond last time Oishi did the detect magic. They were holding hands.
Were they purple?
Yep.
Were there ghosts this time?
No.
Then I don't think they're ghosts.
They're flickers of the past. That's ghost stuff.
No, a ghost is a very observed, negative energy creature that's the embodiment of an unrested spirit that kind of comes back and...
Well, I think we should all move into the big rich manor because nobody's living. And they probably have a nicer kitchen.
Do they have a library?
I expect so. We should investigate and ensure that all the knowledge within this town is in our grasp. And do it legally.
Well, I can't really argue with that.
Exactly.
How would we...
I mean, they didn't even lock their windows.
That doesn't make it legal to break and enter. But also, I'm not really sure how we would do it legally, considering there's no legal regulatory body that seems to exist in this town anymore.
I hereby announce to everyone that with the authority of the Lore Eater vested in me, I, the Dragon Knight of the Leadbearer, sheriff, I claim investigation rights for the manor and its contents. Okay, now we can go whenever we want.
Allowed to claim investigation rights for someone's home.
Crime took place.
And the door smashes open, and Major Asano.
I gave them the lowdown. They understand everything. Don't worry.
Asano is going to scan the room and lock eyes with Browick's not there. Lock eyes with Drixellen. I would like to ask you a question.
Sure.
Who is the legal guardian of this child?
The Great Dragon, Lord Eater.
I don't think they have one.
Because I really, really must insist that one of you put him on some sort of leash. He's causing trouble, and I am annoyed.
I'm sure you have the authority
And
to
what
put
did you
people.
do to the lab?
What do you mean?
You did some sort of magic to it, I think. I assume.
Does it not look the same as when we saw it before?
So you didn't make it glow? And because
Me
she's
or
at the
wasn't.
back door, she just kind of like holds the door open. And you can all see that there is a sort of orange glow emanating from the lab.
Well, that's new.
So you didn't do
Is
that.
your retinue nearby?
Yes.
Please gather them.
You do not control me.
I don't, but I control the legal authority of this town now that I am sheriff. I told myself I'm sheriff, so I think this is the most important thing for us to do is to investigate this lab that has something funny going on.
And she stomps out.
Wait, Major! We need to gather our forces! And I run to the lab. Brow Rock!
So she stomps out, and you launch yourself up and start to run after. And as you are kind of rushing out of the back door of the tavern, you see that she is in front of the lab, and then very suddenly, I need you, not Brorug, but everybody that Oishi, Palik, and Drixalen, please make a will saving throw.
Oh, fun.
Is it?
Wisdom?
Wisdom. Oh my gosh,
Or-
sorry. Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Is it a magic effect? I have advantage against magic wisdom saves.
Okay, yes, you can
So
have
if
advantage.
it's- Okay.
A natural 20.
Okay.
15.
Okay. Okay.
15.
All of you, in this moment that this very, very loud pulse just comes out and hits all of you and gives you all just a splitting headache, but you don't take any other adverse effects from that. What you do here is Isano screams, and Palik, you actually see that Isano gets sucked into the lab. and that is where we're going to take our break.
Oh no.
Before we go off into our break video and break slideshow, I do want to thank the patrons that are in the host with the most tier. So thank you very much to Jaxie, Nerdy, Donald, and Michelle. And we are gonna slide on over to the video. See you in a few minutes.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent, and every 1000 bits or tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
we go. Now the song isn't covering my face. Alright, welcome back to On Prosperous Winds. You are watching episode 6, and our characters have just witnessed a lady get sucked into an orange glowing lab building.
Pretty awful.
What are you gonna do?
I charge. I charge yelling, and I make sure the entire town, including Brorek.
Okay. Do the rest of you charge as well?
Oishi will run upstairs and punch Brorok's door off the hinges and then just grab him and shout, "Glowing orange portal thingy!" and just drag him along.
How does Brorek feel
So-
about this?
Drixlin would.
So, Brorok wakes up and he just feels tugging on his cloak. I'm not sure a 3-foot gnome is going to be able to actually drag Brorok. But
I have an exoskeleton.
Yeah. Oishi has made some modifications.
well,
Would
Well-
that be grapple, I guess?
Are you also giggling because the caption said the puppy grapple? Yeah, I mean, so, and you know, if you want to, like, contest this, we can figure out how that would go. Otherwise,
yeah,
you...
let's do that.
Okay. Oh. Then, Rishi.
15 athletics.
Okay. And I honestly am not sure how to. So, okay, let me back up just a second. And you know, do you think that like Oishi won't even be able to wake you up or won't be able to pull you?
Won't be able to pull me.
Okay, so you are awake. Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll do athletics at each other. I guess.
But you can hear Palik in the background screaming faintly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll 20 beyond, go. All right. Really? All right.
Yeah, so what happens is you very suddenly find yourself on the floor. Oishi has just yanked you out of the bed.
So, Brorok is just laying there, being dragged along as he has his managed to at least grab his bow and quiver, and it's just on his chest as he's getting dragged out of his room.
Oh, I will say that Oishi is able to drag you off the bed, but I don't really think that Oishi is going to be able to drag you all the way out. So, you can stand up of your own volition and carry on.
All right. So, with what's left of his quiet dignity, Brorok is going to gather his weapons and sigh. All right, where's the fire?
It's not a fire, it's magic. And it just happens to be orange too. But anyway, come on. She just like bolts down the stairs.
So Brorok takes his sweet time climbing down the stairs and heading out to the
Okay.
lab again.
So we'll resolve Drixallen and Palik first then. So Drixallen, what were you doing?
I think Drixlin would just run over to the lab.
Okay.
Take a look at the orange thing. The orange glow.
Yeah, so inside the doorway is just pure glowing orange. Like it almost is like opaque. You can't see through it. And so you and Palik are standing there, and there is orange glow just coming out.
Door.
I charge in.
Okay.
I just go in.
Alright, so Drixel, you see Palik just fling himself into the door.
I think I just walk in after him.
Okay, and you just walk in. Oishi, you are down in the courtyard now.
Right. Brock, hurry up. I'm just gonna jump in if you don't get here soon.
Oh, you go on ahead.
Okay.
I'm still waking up.
Or she just like bolts straight into it.
Okay. So, what the three of you see when you launch into the lab this time is that it is darker than you're expecting because it is glowing so orange, and then you launch yourself into this space that is very dim. So your eyes kind of need a moment to adjust, and when they do, you see that Major Isano is lying on the ground, and over her is a woman wearing a long floral skirt who seems to be maybe kind of fretting over her or tending her or something. You can't quite tell. She has braided hair in little pigtails and a cowboy hat on. Above her, standing looking down at the scene, is a very tall woman with black hair. And she has, and this is of interest to Oishi, a very large mechanical arm and a very large sword being held in that mechanical arm. She's dressed all in green and gold. She looks just weirdly fancy for this situation. And in addition, there is a short man who is actually now glaring at all of you. He is kind of short and squat, and he's wearing just like a black and white tabard. Again, just doesn't look anything like all of the rest of the people that are in here right now. And he has two small axes, and he is just glaring in your general direction. And then you see, further behind all of them is a very, very tall, sort of spindly guy wearing a sort of like slate gray pinstripe suit and a top hat. And you can see in the weird light of this sort of sconce, you're not quite sure, that he is holding, that is glowing yellow, that his hands appear to be metallic. And in his right hand, he has a very long, clear knife. Not sure if it's made of glass or some sort of other material. And he is looking at this cavern stone. You're not really sure what kind of space you're in. And he is carving something into this wall as he is holding this light source.
Is the Major conscious?
And the short man with the axes looks at you. Who are you?
Who are you?
We were told that we wouldn't be followed.
Well, as you can tell, we didn't follow you. We kind of just blipped here.
Bonnie has the woman. And the woman in the cowboy hat looks up. I don't know, she doesn't look so good. Is she yours?
She's the major. She has a retinue that's on their way right now if you are gonna hurt any of us, okay?
And the man with the axes just growls at you. You brought the army?
I don't know if it's an army. It's more like, oh, doesn't patrol
Cole, you better
people.
finish up. The army's coming.
I mean, hey, this actually might be to all of our advantage. What year is it?
And
Where are we right now? Because we just popped out of a portal.
you don't get the chance to finish that sentence as the man with the axes launches himself at you. We're gonna go
That's what
into
I do.
initiative at this point.
All right.
I'm rolling.
Ooh. That's a 22.
Okay, so we've got and then Wild has 21. Wow. And you know that makes sense because you are gonna pop in at the tail end of this round anyway. Okay, so the man with the axes launches himself at you, Pallet, because you're the one that has implied that you have brought an army. And he is going to attack you with this axe for a 6. Of course.
6?
Yep.
That doesn't hit.
He kind of clinks off a piece of your armor and he growls at you. And it's your turn.
I'm going to grovel, cower, and beg like the kobold that I am. And Palak just falls to his knees, clinging to his spear after deftly dodging these axes that have been unleashed upon me. And I just hold out my poor little kobold arms towards the major, being like, please, for the major's sake, we only mean to understand this world that we've found ourselves in. We only wish to know the lore that is before us. What are you carving over there?
Oh my god.
And yeah, all nearby foes are distracted, and you guys have advantage on any attacks to anyone within 10 feet of me.
Makes perfect sense. Alright, it's Drexelin's turn.
Can I do like a history check or something to see if any of these people are recognizable to me, or if anything about them is something I feel like I should?
Important
Yes.
historical figures that we're about to kill.
Yes, do a history check. I'm trying to think about your city background. Okay. That's a 10. All right. I will say that the man with the axes said, "Cole, hurry up." And something about that is kind of getting at some part of your memory, but you can't think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you're gonna do?
I think I'm gonna back off for a bit and just defend.
Okay. That brings us to Oishi.
Oishi is going to rush at the dwarf with the axes and then try her best to knock him out with some punches to the head.
Okay.
So. So she's gonna reel back with one of her arms and then just take a nice meaty punch at the guy's head.
That's a 19. Yeah, that hits.
And then
Your audio cut off there for a second. Sorry.
using the other feature, the other arm kind of automatically pushes itself. And Oishi seems kind of surprised about how snappy it is, but it also throws another punch at the guy.
Wow. Yes. Okay.
Right.
So you rush at this guy. Boom, boom. And he's not out, but you've definitely pushed him away from Palik, and he looks rather stunned.
Back off. We're not here to hurt you unless you make me. So just calm down and we can figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay. At this point, the woman with the mechanical arm and the sword doesn't attack, but starts. You can see, and Oishi, you recognize what's going on. She has activated something, and the arm starts to whir, and she's just kind of gritting her teeth in preparation. And at this point, Brorik enters the doorway. And that is the scene that you see.
Go, 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 go. Begging for my life.
How far is Brorik away from?
You're
The,
kind of
opponents?
right up on Palik and Oishi. Drixellen backed up a little bit further.
Okay. So Brorik is going to draw his battle axe, and he's in dread ambusher mode, by the way. So he has 40 feet of movement, and he's going to cross and take a slash at the woman with the mechanical arm.
Okay. Ooh.
24.
Yeah, that hits.
So, and he's going to follow that up with another strike, this time using the butt end of his battle axe.
Okay. Before you do that, I will say that when this strike lands, you do feel, and it doesn't do any damage to you, but you do feel a very weird vibration, kind of reverberation, as you see that her arm now kind of like stops whirring up.
Okay. Yeah, so as he's whirling, he's going to take another slash with his battle axe at her.
Okay. 21 hits.
Okay.
Or another 11. My goodness.
And his final one will be his bonus action. He's going to, in mid whirlwind, he's going to heave his offhand weapon, which was a hand axe, at the stunned dwarf.
Whoo!
That's a crit.
Yep.
Well.
Yep.
Wow. Ooh.
That sure just happened. Yeah, okay, so how this all goes down. You rush at this woman, you clearly interrupt her powering up move. She drops to one knee and just looks rather not in a happy position at this point. And then you heave your other axe at the dwarf, and it just sticks right in him, and he falls over. And then the woman in the cowboy hat just stands up and holds her hands above her head. Whoa, 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 whoa. Fine, you've got us. And we can be out of combat now.
Where she yanks the axe out of the guy and then casts Cure Wounds on him. And lobs the axe back at Broick in a not threatening manner.
What just happened?
Broick's just going to catch the axe and sheath it as he rests his bigger giant battle axe across his shoulders.
So, as I was saying, we don't want to hurt you. Do not hurt us. Can we just talk like normal, civilized, intelligent creatures?
Wah!
Palak.
You don't understand. The time of talking has long since passed.
You are correct in one of those. We do not understand. Where are we? When are we? Who are you? Start in.
We're in Dolvan. How do you not know that?
Can I make a check of sorts to figure out if I know where that is?
Yes. History would work. Oh, yeah. Immediately, you know. Dolvan is actually the name of the original name of... Sorry, I need to actually check a specific note real quick. How I pronounce this. Yes, it is actually the original name of Lyrania.
Would I know how long it's been since the name change from till Lorania?
Like, so long ago before, technically it became, civilized, as you would call it. But the thing is that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because these people have guns and mechanical arms.
You know it's called Lorania, right?
I don't know what that is.
That's what I thought. What year is it?
What year is it?
What year is it?
We've asked this 4 times. Please keep up.
That is a completely absurd question.
It is, but please answer it, or else the orc guy will get the axe thing again.
Okay, I am the orc guy. Oh wait, no, I see. Sorry, never
Ah.
mind. Redact that, just quick. Okay. It's 742, you idiot.
I hope you don't think I'm an idiot, because that would be very self-demeaning of you.
Self-demeaning.
Do we know how many, or what year is it in our time?
In your time, did I not actually tell you that? I didn't. I'm the worst. Okay. So this is something that everyone knows. It is 745.
Oh boy.
Well, we're 3 years ago. That answers that. So now for my third and final question. Who are you people? What are you doing?
If you don't know what we're doing, then we're not going to tell you. But I think you know.
Broick, Drixelin, do you guys have
Nez, and this is the woman in the cowboy hat again. I don't genuinely think that they want to kill us. Cole? You almost done? Yes, almost. Hold on. And
I want to go to Cole. I want to see what he's drawing.
okay. We'll
Is
get
it
to
in
you.
Draconic?
We'll get to you in just a moment.
Okay.
But we are still with the guy lying on the ground talking to Oishi. Browick and Drixallen, are you also kind of questioning everyone or just watching this happen?
Just watching.
Would anything that would I have been able to pick up on what's going on?
You actually have no idea what's going on. This, like,
Or
nothing that's happening here is triggering anything that makes any sense to you.
People are okay.
All right, cowboy hat. All right, so that woman needs some healing. So you wanna do that, and then
Answer
maybe
my
explain
questions first.
why you're interrupting this, because I promise you what we're doing is very important.
Does she need to be healed before you finish it?
If she's your friend, you probably want to heal her.
Browick, Drixlin,
We didn't do this.
Palak too. Can we have an aside?
Of course.
A quiet aside. So we've established we're in the past now. What do we do if we cause an issue that disrupts the current timeline?
Didn't
The
you
last-
just tell? Didn't you just tell us earlier that time would just loop on itself and fix everything?
Well, maybe, but I've never time traveled before, unlike you three, so I don't know. This is technically untread ground.
So what? Do you just want to muck up whatever it is that they're carving and see what happens?
Well, we don't know if the lieutenant getting here is always a causal loop or not, so if she is meant to come here, but we weren't meant to be here and with her, if I heal her, that means that I might kill us all.
The last time we did battle, kind of like reset. We got kicked out.
Yeah, if I remember, the mage said that he had to go back and fix everything. So because of the way our disruption might have ruined his flow of time things. So
what you're saying
I have a
is
feeling if we screwed something up here, he's probably just going to work around us again, and you'd be okay.
Did he appear to you all in order to tell us that?
Did actually. We visited his house.
Yeah, we kind of found him.
Well, do you think he would come to us if I did something?
I'm sure he would probably make his disdain known if we ruined his plans a second time.
Oishi's gonna meander over and heal the... I forget her name.
Major Asano.
Yes, Major Asano. And then while she's doing that, she's gonna look around and like try to scope out what kind of building there.
Okay. Yeah, you can. It appears that you are all in a very, very dimly lit cavern. The only light sources are the yellow pulsing light that is being held by the man that is carving something into the wall, and there are further down in a kind of like corridor of this stone cavern, it does look like there are sort of wall sconces, but further down.
You girl with the arm in the hat, do you know a Dr. Levia?
Girl. No. She,
Oh, it was
she
worth a
crosses
shot.
her arms. And then Cowboy Hat is like, yeah, you probably don't want to call her girl. She's kind of our sheriff, but
I'm a sheriff. No, I'm not.
And then crossed arms, mech arm woman snarls, Bonnie. Well, if I'm not
What?
supposed to say that you're a sheriff, you're probably not supposed to say my name.
Why are you all being so secretive? You never said what you were doing.
So the dwarf that you had knocked out and then healed kind of sits up a little bit. I suppose it depends. What side are you on?
Science.
The lead barrows, the lore eater.
He kind of squints at you.
Boone be like,
Wait,
I think we should
wait,
get.
wait. The lore eater.
Yeah.
And then he looks at the one whose arms are crossed. And she says, all right then. What's better? Dreams or destruction?
Is this something I can do a history check on?
Yes.
Answer dream.
Do you do a history check?
If that is,
I would say
the lead barrows thing.
I'd say do a religion check. Sorry.
Okay. 12.
Okay, you're not sure, but you think that maybe you have met some warlocks, and you know that they have that whole thing where they either follow dream or entropy or that other one, but you never paid all that much attention to them. That's the only thing this maybe sounds like, but it also sounds like it's some kind of code.
I, on a whim, would choose dream, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm the Dragon Knight here, okay? I have a lot of confidence invested in me. My name is Palak.
She purses her lips very obviously when you say dream. Well, then why did you say you were aligned with the Lore Eater?
Because the knowledge that they consume, we can obviously explore in dreams.
That's not how it works.
It's not. Well, can you teach me how it works?
Okay, cowboy hat. All right. See, that was one of those questions that's sort of, like if you're on our side, then you would know how to answer it the right way, and you clearly don't know what we're talking about. So I'm willing to take it on face value that you just kind of stumbled into this situation, which it's kind of hard to believe because we are pretty deep underground right now. But since you're all not trying to kill us, I think anymore that maybe you're probably at least not on the side that we're against.
I don't think we're on any side because we don't really belong here.
We're quite far removed from your current conflict.
Fair enough. This is technically not something a whole lot of people are supposed to know about. Can I put my hands down?
What side are y'all against
No.
exactly?
Are you gonna kill us if we say the wrong thing? Cole?
Yeah, what is Cole saying all about this?
Cole is very intently continuing to carve into the wall.
What are you carving?
He ignores you. But you can go over and look if you want.
I will go look. And then I will tug on his pants leg. Please tell me.
Please don't do that.
Oh. What are they carving with? Like a knife?
It looks kind of like a dagger made out of glass, but it's kind of slightly foggy, and you don't think it could possibly actually be made out of glass. It's just clear, slightly foggy material.
And he has metal hands.
He has metal hands, yes. And so what you can see when you look at this wall, because he is holding the light source, is that on this wall appears to be rather old, a number of very intricate drawings that are mostly kind of like a very swirly pattern with some different symbols in them. But what he is carving is sort of directly over it. And when he carves, for a moment, what he carves glows slightly blue and then kind of fades again. But he is actually at the very tail end of carving a symbol which I've shown you all before, but I'll show it to you again. That thing. I am almost done.
I look to Oishi. Do we want him to be done?
I mean, I imagine that things like this have to be incredibly precise. If even one of these symbols gets a bit of a notch in it, could probably just ruin the entire thing. That would be kind of rude.
I'm pretty sure that you're on it on this.
If we let him finish it, will anyone get hurt? I don't care whether they deserve it or not.
If you let him finish it, then hopefully no one else has to get hurt again.
What do you mean by that?
You've seen the world. You've seen all the monsters.
No, we haven't.
Well, you haven't been in this cave the whole time.
We literally have, yes. Yes, we have. We blinked into your existence pretty much the instant you met us. So we have no idea what's going on in your world.
Alright, the dwarf cuts in. You mean to say that you have no idea of the wars?
That is what we've been trying to tell you. Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
What will this...
What year did we come from?
745, I think I just...
Yeah, I was... yeah, 745.
Oh, I thought that was the year that we just popped
742
into.
is what they told you.
742. Yeah.
Okay.
So can I walk up to, what was her name, Corey? The one who's carving?
Oh, Cole.
Who's the one who's carving?
Cole,
Cole.
metal hand man.
Metal Hand Man.
Cole, and be like, I've seen that symbol before. What does it mean?
He ignores you, but Bonnie cuts in. Of course you've seen that symbol before. It's everywhere.
But what does it do?
I don't understand how you can possibly not understand.
I'm a baby. Just tell me. It could be something bad for us in the future.
Alright, well, I'm gonna lay this out like you really don't know what's been going on, but the whole war, you've got the armies of Dream and the armies of Entropy. And everyone's dying. And you have no idea what I'm talking about?
Really?
So, hey, Ouija, does this mean that something has dramatically changed in the past that's caused us to not recall the war that happened 3 years ago?
I don't understand how none of you can know about this.
They could have done something to the timeline that alters the timeline we're from. Because that's an hourglass, so I assume it has to do with the time shenaniganry that's going on right now.
Well, it's not really an hourglass, it's the symbol of the Entropists.
I mean, if it's the symbol of entropists, and entropy is a fundamental physical understanding of the universe that everything eventually, including time itself, ends. Maybe it does have to do with time, and that's why they chose the hourglass.
And then crossed arms lady is. Yes, of course. And entropy is important. You can't just come in with all of these fanciful notions about dreams and. Look, we've been fighting this war a long time. We're about a few minutes away from getting the thing that we need to turn all this around. So you can let us do this, or you can continue trying to get a history lesson.
Can we
But if
do
you try to
both?
stop us, we will kill you.
Yeah, because that worked out so well before.
She shrugs in agreement.
And then you hear a buzzing, and Cole steps away from the wall. I'm done. And then he falls over. And Bonnie screams, and then rushes over to him.
Did he die?
He knew that was probably his last act.
What needs to happen now to activate whatever down?
If it was worth it. And the buzzing continues, and you see that the symbol that he had carved into the wall is now actually actively glowing blue, kind of like off and on.
Well,
Could I grab the knife, the dagger that he used?
Absolutely.
I grab it.
You grab it, please make a Constitution saving throw.
Gladly. 16.
Okay. You. That's halved. Okay. Take 8 cold damage.
Oh, that's halved because of my connection to the lore eater.
Oh. So halved and then halved again. So 4 cold
Oh my
damage.
gosh. Yay. I go, whoa!
Do you drop it or do you keep holding on to it?
I get the sense that it is going to continue doing that, so I would like to wrap it in something on my person.
Okay. You can wrap it, and
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm gonna wrap it.
But now you think you can probably tell why he had metal hands.
Good point. This would be bad.
So, what is currently going on right now is that Bonnie is leaning over him and she's crying. The tall woman with the arm still has her arms crossed and just looks kind of resigned. The other man scrambles to his feet and runs over to the wall. And as all of this is happening and the symbol is pulsing, you actually start to see a crack in the wall start to form in blue. Does anyone do anything at this point?
Brorook is going to pick up the major and sling her over his shoulder.
Okay.
I don't think that crack is a sign of safety here.
She doesn't wake up. She was healed, but she doesn't wake up. But she's not dead.
Okay.
They're still breathing. She's just not waking up.
Do you think this cavern is just going to collapse on us? That's an awful lot of power there.
You don't really get the sense that it's going to. It's really just this one wall that's kind of pulsing. The rest of it all seems pretty stable. And the glowing crack underneath the symbol just sort of starts to expand a little bit.
Is something gonna come through there?
That's the hope.
What is it?
The thing that's gonna save us.
From what?
From everything that's going wrong in the world.
That
I'm
seems
going
being
to-
vague.
We just
Could-
told you. This woman is getting really impatient. What are you doing?
Could I try? I didn't try this before in the other, but could I try to contact through my my dragon pact? Could I try to contact the lore eater and see if they like exist in this like time?
Yes.
All right, I do so.
Do you have to do anything to have that happen? I forget.
I don't think so. It's just something that the servant of the dragon grants me. I have telepathic connection to them, but it's not guaranteed that they'll answer.
Okay. You try to reach your mind out to your particular sort of focal point of your faith, and you don't quite understand it. You've not felt this before. This equal part. You can feel like a tugging of your usual connection, but also you feel just intense grief and pain. And your vision kind of clouds and you fall to your knees and you're not really sure how to reconcile this. It is like there are two different yous inside your own head right now screaming at each other. And you're going to deal with that for a couple seconds. You're just, that's where you are. That's where your head is.
Ah!
And for the rest of you, as the crack in the wall starts to... Yes, sorry.
Is it possible for me to do an Arcana check to see if I can tell what's going on with this blue light?
Sure.
Cool.
Ooh, yeah. The 23? You are reasonably pretty sure this is some sort of time magic, but not. It doesn't have like a bad feeling to it. It's not like emanating any sort of nefarious anything. It's kind of a neutral feeling. Um, but suddenly, a hand comes through this crack. And it's just reaching out. And the tall woman goes forward and puts out her hand. Is anyone going to make any motion to stop this?
What does the hand look like?
The hand seems to be a kind of normal hand. There is a not particularly fancy kind of cuff on it. Nothing notable. But you're in your own head right now.
I am.
So she looks back at her dwarf friend, and he kind of nods. And she grabs the hand with her metal hand and pulls. And it takes you all a second to kind of register who this is that you're looking at, because he's not wearing a hood this time. But all of you that were there, not Oishi, see Dr. Levia has been just pulled through this.
Oh.
And he kind of dusts himself off. And she says, "Are you the one that's going to help us?" "I believe I am." "Who are all of your compatriots?"
Who are
You knew us before. He's just gonna hold up 2 fingers. Second time.
"I'm sorry, I don't think that I've met any of you before." "Wild, I think you were muted."
Well, we've met you.
"Well, that's curious. I was led to believe there wasn't one of me in this particular instance."
I haven't met you.
"Well, good.
Who are you?"
I am Dr. Abner Via."
Yeah, no, we met version of you in what was going to eventually become the Lid Barrows.
"Curious. I was told this was 742, correct?"
Yeah, that's what they told us. What are you doing?
So I will get to that. But the woman, Bonnie, is now looking up. The dwarf is kind of looking at this guy very expectantly, and the tall woman is also looking very expectantly. "So you heard our calls?" And then he turns to you, Brorik, who just asked that. I'm getting a lot of confusion here. Is this Cole? And he kind of points to the now dead man on the ground. "Ah, yes. Well, who's the leader now?"
I want to raise my hand.
"I guess that's me," it's the tall woman. "Cole said that you've been in communication." and that you're going to save us. Yes, I believe I understand how. It's just going to take a lot of effort. It would seem that where you are from is rather broken right now, and I think that I've done enough research to ascertain why it happened that way and who broke it. We just need to unbreak it. And then he kind of looks at the rest of you. Are you also... Why is everyone looking at me like this?
Oh, because I think you're responsible for us getting shunted here. And then
Also,
that previous
just-
time.
Well, where are
Who
you
also
from?
just came out of a wall and bluey glow light. Some of us have already met you in a different timeline. I haven't met you because I wasn't there that time.
Oh, well, that
And
is
you seem to
excellent.
have-
Where are you all from?
745.
Oh, well, that's where I'm from.
Be-
Are you from Prosperity then?
Yes, are you? You're not from Prosperity. I would have known.
No,
No,
we're
we came from Prosperity, though. The entire village is vanished, and we were investigating it.
Oh.
there's a lot of time portals opening and shapes of people from other timelines, I guess.
I will get to all of you in just a moment, as he points at the, like, the, I don't know, resistance fighters or whatever we're calling them, and he turns back to you all. Alright, so Prosperity is gone?
Yep.
No, it's the buildings are still there, but none of the people are really.
See, I thought I had worked out that particular... Alright.
Oh, so you've done this before.
No, this would be this first successful attempt at this. Does that
Granting
mean
it's
that
kind of
we're all
magic.
stuck here?
Brooks didn't glance behind him. Is the portal still there?
Yes.
No, I guess we could just walk through there if we want to get out of here.
Walk through
But,
where?
There. He's going to point back. You don't see that portal? That giant orange portal there?
I guess I don't.
Well, isn't that something?
Would you mind if I check something very quickly?
Yeah, sure. But I think this major is kind of dead weight. And he's going...
Oh,
he's
Isano. Huh. Well, you should probably fix her. She's important.
She got yanked through one of the portals.
What color was the portal?
It was orange.
Alright, this needs to be stabilized. And I'm already on a mission. So, it's very lovely to meet all of you. What's your names?
I'm Palak.
Palak?
I'm Dragon Knight of the Lore Eater
Oh,
of the Lead Barrows.
very good.
Oishi.
Interesting.
Brooke.
Alright.
Hmm.
And a quiet one. Alright. Well, that does put us in a bit of a pickle, doesn't it? Alright, well, if you can all go back, then I think what we're going to need to do is you all need to stabilize this thing. Because I need to change reality.
Are the other Palaks in my head gonna come too?
Other Palex in your head.
Uh, they're arguing, I think.
Okay, and then he reaches out, and there is. You're not really sure what's going on, but there's kind of like this silvery string that kind of connects your head and his hand.
Oh no.
Oh,
Don't
yes,
pull
yes.
out.
No.
Don't pull out all the too many Palex.
No. You need to go back.
I need one of them at least.
The dragon is alive in our reality, so you'll feel better later.
Okay. Well, before we go, how do we stabilize this thing?
That's a very good question. Are any of you any good with chemistry?
He's just gonna point over at the gnome.
Good. All right. Well, if you go to my lab, there will be everything that you need, and there's a number of notes. It all should be in good working order. It may be locked, I'm not sure, but you have my permission to break in. Yes.
Before you continue, your lab blew up, and all we've got are a handful of notes.
That. Just one moment.
Go.
And he is going to head back to the wall. There's still the crack, and it is sort of shrinking. And he pulls a metallic device out of his pocket and twists it a couple of times and then throws it back through the crack. And then there is just this pulse. I can't do it to everything, but that'll at least fix that.
Can you teach me how to make one of those?
Perhaps. But we're running out of time for this particular problem right now, so maybe the next time I meet you. I think you probably need to go back.
Go.
Not mistaken. I need to catch up with this lot and help them fight a war.
Sure, viva la revolution. And he's just going to heft Major and pick up Alec by the collar of his shirt and start walking back through the portal.
Okay. You
I
are
try
able
to-
to walk back through.
Okay.
Or she goes to the original dwarf that they had knocked out. I want to try something. Can I have one of your axes?
What?
You heard me? Did I stutter?
No, but I'll just be... Fine.
I'll trade you a knife for it. Okay, thank you. And she grabs it and then jumps through the portal.
What? Drixalan, do you go as well?
I think it would be, but I was also saying as of before I go through, is like, Dr. Levi, you shouldn't be doing this kind of magic. It's far too dangerous.
Who are you? I didn't hear you.
And I just go through.
Alright. Mysterious. So you all go through. The orange light is sort of still spilling out into the courtyard. And as you all go through, it starts to shrink and shrink. And eventually kind of pop out of existence. And when you look back in, the lab looks completely fine. Not like it has been blown up at all.
That worked.
Oh, well, that's quite a trick.
I want to learn how to do that.
But you see that there are books on the shelves, there are chemicals on all of the shelves, there is a very complex looking set of drawings on a chalkboard in the middle of the room. That you said back when you first walked in here, there was a big table in the center of the room which had some sort of blast radius. And now you see that there's been this chalkboard that has been put down on it, and there's a lot of complex symbols drawn on it. And it all looks basically ready for pilfering.
Or she gets to pilfering. She's like looking through for notes and formulas specifically.
I'm gonna bring the major back to the tavern, and I'll send Sloan down here.
Okay.
And that's what he'll do.
So you put the major down onto the table, and
Oh no, I was gonna take the major back to the tavern.
yeah, the table in the tavern.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the table with all those.
Oh, no. Or you set her down wherever you set her down in the tavern.
Okay.
And she is still breathing, but very shallowly. And even after somebody had cast Cure on her, so. Are you gonna leave her in there and go back?
No, I'm probably gonna bring her up into one of the rooms and put her in one of the beds.
Okay.
I think I'll go search for the retinue.
Okay.
Because they were supposed to be here.
What direction do you go off in the town?
I don't know, because I climb the manor so I can see everywhere and see if I can see them.
Okay. So you scurry off. I don't know why I always use scurry for you, sorry. You run off and you scramble your way to the manor. Browick, you put the major down in one of the beds, and Oishi and Drixalin and Sloan start going through the things in the lab. It is just in like the very sort of nice pretty part of sunset, where there's sort of different colors spilling out. And as all of this is happening, and Palik, you get up to the top of this manor, you don't see the retinue anywhere. But as the sun is starting to fade down, Palik, you hear bells. And we're gonna cut the game here.
That's not good.
So that has been episode 6. I know it was one of those kind of like midpoint episodes, but there are a lot of things to be found in that lab, and we will talk about that in our chat over the week. So at this point, I want everyone to go ahead and do a shout out for anything that they are currently working on, etc. We'll go around starting where we ended last time, so we'll start with Anino.
Hey, my name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming, and my stream schedule can be found at aninogaming.com.
Wild.
Wild Engineer. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Wild Engineer. On Saturdays, I'm playing a D&D game in Tal'Dorei on Pro Restarters channel, and also playing some Invisible Sun with Anino on Other Docs channel.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, catch us there.
Dino.
I am Dino, and I am still not really present on the internet. Just the way I like it. So.
I do like that I think that we have like the same curtains. Can't see them, but I have orange curtains.
That's not even a window, that's actually a closet, but it has like a chase in it, and we call it the cozy space. It's really cozy. We like to read in there.
It looks cozy.
and 4. Or, yeah, 4. I almost called you Pelican.
I mean, I like to think that we can be just switched out whenever. Hi, I'm 4. And if you go to my Twitter on the Four Fronts, you can find a free hack of Blades in the Dark in case you want to play Animorphs. The books are free, by the way, online. And there's a cool graphic novel coming out. And I'm just like, I'm back into the groove of Animorphs. But I'm also doing several other cool things like making my own RPG and starting a podcast soon because I'm jealous of other podcasts. That's it. That's all I got. I'm a horse groom. I got to eat horse birthday cake today. It was great.
All right, I'm Ren. You can find me at Atomic Firebird or on here as Make Believe with underscores everywhere. Doesn't really matter too much. If you go to Twitter, you can see everything I'm involved in. But you are currently watching Welcome to the Party, and I just want to remind all of you about the Welcome to the Party Patreon and the Discord, and just to talk about some stuff that is coming up on the channel. Friday, we have A Storm of 4. It is a D&D story DM'd by the person in charge of Welcome to the Party, Throck, who is awesome. And also, I wanted to give a little bit of a community reminder about side quests, which happens on Monday nights. And it's just a whole bunch of awesome one-shots that people are running, and there is a sign-up, so if you go to the Discord or the Twitter, you can find the information out for that. So, we are gonna scurry off, because scurry's apparently the word of the evening. And we are gonna raid someone, if the raid command works for me this time. Nope, it doesn't seem to. Okay. I don't suppose anybody is anywhere around.
It's pretty late.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just stop. But thank you all. And